Something unusual has sent shockwaves through British politics, and Keir Starmer is at the center of it. A newly revealed official document linked to King Charles has put the Labour leader in a tricky position, raising questions about the monarchy's influence and how it might shape the future of British governance. The timing couldn't be worse for Starmer, who is already navigating a political minefield as he positions himself for a possible election victory. But what exactly does this document say, and why is it making Starmer uneasy? The revelation comes at a moment when the balance of power in Britain is under scrutiny. The monarchy, traditionally seen as a neutral institution, still holds a constitutional role that many underestimate. While King Charles is not directly involved in policymaking, documents linked to the royal household can carry significant weight, especially when they touch on issues that could influence a future Labour government. Insiders suggest that this particular document addresses key political matters that Labour has been pushing for, including reforms that could shift the relationship between the monarchy and the government. Starmer has long advocated for modernizing Britain's institutions, but any suggestion that Labour's policies might conflict with the monarchy's interests could create friction. The idea of a Labour leader at odds with Buckingham Palace immediately sparks speculation about what this means for the future. One of the most pressing questions is whether this document signals concerns from the royal household about the direction a Labour-led government could take. Some reports indicate that the king, like his mother before him, has taken a keen interest in ensuring continuity and stability in the country. If Labour's proposals seem too disruptive, it's not unthinkable that quiet resistance could emerge from within the establishment. Political commentators are already weighing in, with some arguing that Starmer's careful, pragmatic approach to politics might be tested in ways he hadn't anticipated. His leadership has largely been defined by trying to present Labour as a safe and competent alternative to the Conservatives. But if he finds himself in a subtle power struggle with the monarchy, whether real or just perceived, how will that impact his appeal to voters? Conservative voices have been quick to pounce on the situation, suggesting that Starmer's leadership might not be as steady as he claims. Some right-leaning analysts see this as evidence that Labour's vision for change could be more radical than advertised, potentially unsettling the very institutions that define Britain's stability. On the other hand, Labour supporters argue that this is precisely why reform is necessary, to ensure a government that represents the people, not just the interests of tradition. Despite the political buzz, Buckingham Palace has remained silent, as expected. The monarchy rarely comments on political matters, and any public response would likely be carefully worded to avoid controversy. But silence can be just as powerful as a statement. If this document truly challenges Starmer's agenda, the lack of royal endorsement could make things more complicated for Labour in the months ahead. There's also the question of how the public will react. The British people have historically respected the monarchy, but attitudes have shifted in recent years, especially under King Charles. While many still admire the institution, there is growing debate about its relevance and role in modern governance. If this document fuels concerns that the monarchy is quietly influencing political affairs, it could lead to deeper discussions about constitutional reforms, an issue Starmer might have to address more directly. Ultimately, this situation presents a major test for Keir Starmer. How he navigates the implications of this document could determine whether he strengthens his position or finds himself on unstable ground. Will he reassure voters that Labour's policies align with Britain's core values? Or will this open the door for further scrutiny and opposition attacks? For now, all eyes are on how this plays out. Political bombshells like this don't just disappear. They either fade into the background or explode into defining moments. And in a time when every political move is under the microscope, Starmer will need to tread carefully.